right, Algebra 2 students, we're moving on to section 3.2, which is over adding, subtracting, and multiplying polynomials. Today, we are just going to look at adding and subtracting. So our learning target for today is I can add and subtract polynomials. So when you're adding polynomials, you want to first combine your like terms. So remember, a like term has to have the same variable and exponent. And then finally, we're going to answer it in standard form. So we talked about that a couple lessons ago. Standard form being where after you combine your like terms, you're going to order those terms from highest to lowest. You're looking at the highest exponent and then down to the lowest. So let's look at an example here. So first we're going to combine our like terms. So I'm going to start with 6x to the third, and I'm going to look for any other x to the thirds. So here's one, 2x to the third. So I'm just basically going to add the numbers together. So 6 plus 2 is 8, and then the variable and exponent stays the same. So 6x to the third plus 2x to the third is 8x to the third. Now I'm going to look at this 4x. I'm going to look for any other x's. There's not one. Then I have an x squared minus 8x squared. So this is like saying 1x squared. So 1x squared minus 8x squared is negative 7x squared. And then finally, I'm going to combine my constant terms. So negative 7 plus 3 is negative 4. Now I want to make sure it's in standard form. So I'm going to look at my exponents. I have 3, 1, 2, constant. So I need to switch these around. So 8x to the third minus 7x squared plus 4x minus 4 would be the correct answer there. Okay, so that is adding. Let's take a look at a subtracting example. So when we're subtracting, it's a lot like adding, except for there's just one step that you have to do first that's different than adding. So when you're subtracting, you want to distribute the negative first. So what I mean by negative is this subtraction sign right here. I'm going to call that a negative because I'm going to distribute it through to the polynomial that follows it. So this negative gets distributed to these three terms here. So I'll copy down that first polynomial, leaving it just the way it is. And now I'm going to distribute the negative. So when you distribute a negative, you basically change the signs of what is in that polynomial there. So this becomes a negative 2x squared y squared, and then a negative 3xy squared, and then a positive, because negative times a negative is a positive 2x squared. Okay, so step one, distribute the negative. We got that done. Now we're going to combine our like terms. So I'm going to start here. 3x squared y squared. So I'm looking for other x squared y squareds. I see one right here. 3 minus 2 is 1, so this is 1 x squared y squared, or just x squared y squared. And then I'll move on. 2xy squared combine it with the negative 3xy squared. That would be negative 1xy squared. And then I have an x squared here and an x squared here. So 6x squared plus 2x squared is 8x squared. So if I really want to get picky with my standard form, I see that I have an x squared and then just an x and then an x squared. So I could switch these two terms. But in this case, since they're all xy's here, so we got xy, xy, either one really would be acceptable. All right, so let's look at some more practice here. So go ahead and turn the page and pause the video and go ahead and try A and B on your own there. All right, let's see how you did. So quick check. Go ahead and check your answers there and see if you got it right. All right, that's the end of the video. You are ready to do your worksheet.